Hey, good morning, 10-minute timeouters. It is another great day, and it's another day to have an episode of 10-minute timeout where we bring you health strategies, different life strategy tips that'll help you live the best life that you possibly can. Not a goal to create another version of us, just to be able to share with you guys to be able to create the best version of you. That's what we want. We don't want to duplicate, we want to create, and we want you guys to be the best version of you. So today we want to talk about 5 hacks that are going to help you with your skin and basically overall cosmetic type of stuff, right?
And the key thing is that they're inexpensive. You can get them really easily, because that's always something I think that holds people back is when it's A, it's too expensive, or B, it's hard to come by. So these are things that you will find in most grocery stores or health food stores, easy to get, and that's key.
Yeah, so day in and day out, I know this might seem like it's a little bit more of a female-oriented topic, but these are things that Amy shared with me that they apply for me, and they're great. So we want to bring you 5 things today that are great for your skin and that will help you just overall cosmetically. So the first one we're going to talk about today is something called witch hazel. So I don't know if you can see that in the camera there, but witch hazel is something that Amy turned me onto because I had stinky pits, right? So this is the bottom line is this, you know, there's all these natural deodorants out there. There are all of these healthier products for your body, but they just couldn't contain my man odor. So that was the problem. Was, you know, I was trying to do the best I could, but I'd go in the office all day. By the end of the day, I wouldn't have wanted to be a patient of mine having to deal with my stinky pits. No. So a lot of times, armpit odor is actually created by bacteria that is continuing to just flourish in the heat and the moisture of that part of the body in that axillary region. So witch hazel is a really, really good sort of antibacterial that you can apply in the morning. So after you get out of the shower, if you take witch hazel, put it on a cotton ball, just a little bit, and then you apply it to the underarm area, it starts you off with a really great start. Even sometimes in the middle of your day, if you wanted to be able to just slightly freshen up a little bit, again, witch hazel on a cotton ball to clean out that area makes a huge difference. And you get to have a great start there. What I found there is that one small tip would take the deodorant that I was using that wasn't really strong enough to get through the whole day, and it literally made a massive difference there. The other thing that Amy turned me on to here with witch hazel was that it acts as a really good skin toner after you shave. So when you're shaving and when you're done shaving, typically they would create these very chemically products for men that would be called like aftershave lotions, even for women's legs, right?
Old Spice.
Yay! Yeah, Old Spice full of cancer chemicals. But what you would do here is, again, you would just apply this onto something where you could just put it over the area where you freshly shaved, and it'll literally create a tightening within the pores, which is like almost like a toner for the skin.
It's great for armpits for girls too. And this is fantastic for those like 12, 13-year-old kids who are starting to come in and their bodies are kicking into gear. You can also get them on that, and it's a great and healthy way for them to help reduce some of that odor as well when you use the natural deodorants.
Yeah, so just to know there, this is the actual unscented alcohol-free version too. So hey Greg, good to see you, buddy.
And I use that as a toner oftentimes. It's fantastic for if you have a blemish. It will help to reduce some of the inflammation in there, so it's also a really good little beauty product.
Awesome. So on the note of toners, apple cider vinegar. This one's for you.
Oh, how I love the apple cider vinegar. It pretty much sits on our kitchen counter. It goes in tons of water during the day, but it is a fantastic one to find in the bathroom as well. And the key here is that apple cider is really great at helping to balance the pH of your skin.
Oh, cool.
So really good and as far as that way. I know a lot of people use it under the armpits. Great. I really, really recommend that you start small and very diluted, and then go increase it if you need to. I find it's a little much. I prefer the witch hazel for under my armpits, but this one here I do use on my face. So I dilute it, and it's worked. This is a dilution that works for me. I would recommend that you start with this, and then you can either drop it down or increase it if you need to. But I start with about a third apple cider vinegar, and then I fill the other 2/3 up with distilled water. and I just put it in a little bottle. I know some people have said they add a few essential oils to give it a little bit of a nicer smell, because kind of do smell a little bit like fish and chips, but it's really great. And then once it dries, the scent goes away completely. The other one is, I love this for my hair. And so I will dilute it again significantly. So I do probably about 1 part water, and then about 1 part apple cider vinegar, 6 parts water. And then I'll just put it in a bottle and use that almost like a conditioner, and it'll give you the most gorgeous shiny hair. So there's 2 bathroom uses for apple cider vinegar. Awesome in the kitchen, but also upstairs.
Yeah. Why don't you go right into this one here, the Manuka Raw Honey.
My second favorite one. As far as honey goes, this one is expensive. But when you look at the cost of this compared to what you're paying for your typical facial cleansers, this is very, very inexpensive. A bottle of Manuka honey here, and I forget what I paid for it now, but I think it's about...
I took the price tag off because I almost had a heart attack. Just so you know.
It's
but the truth is it might look like it's expensive on the price tag, but when Amy was saying, hey, if you compare that to what people are paying for women's cosmetics and different things like that, hey, Sarah, thanks for joining in. So Manuka honey might look expensive on the shelf, but compared to what people pay for facial cleansers, it's not at all.
I just looked at one yesterday and it was over $100, and like that to me is expensive. Whereas Manuka honey, I think it's around $30 in that range. But this little jar of Manuka honey can last me anywhere from on the bare minimum is 6 months, and I've had one that's almost lasted me a year. So I mean, when you spread that out, that's really good value.
Okay.
And
so what do you do with it?
Okay, I'm going to say that.
Okay.
I'm just saying how fantastic the value is.
Okay.
Then what you do is I just take a spoon, put a little bit on my hand, and with my face completely dry, I just rub the Manuka honey on, and I'll let it sit sometimes while we're watching a movie. Other times I'll just put it on, brush my teeth, and then rinse it off. And when you rub it off, you just kind of massage it in as if it was soap. Manuka honey is fantastic because it's got antibacterial properties, which is great for especially the younger population. And that's the first thing I bought for Peyton, for any breakouts that you might have. It's really good at also toning your face to the pH of it. It's fantastic because it helps to oxygenate your face, it oxygenates your pores, which draws all the bacteria out of the pores, which is great. And it's super hydrating, which is another great thing. And it's healthy and it's inexpensive.
Yeah, so how long do you leave it on for when you put it on?
Well, you can put it on for a couple of minutes. I recommend put it on, brush your teeth, and then wash it off. If you want to longer clean and deeper clean, more oxygenation and getting rid of some of the bacteria, you can leave it on. I've left it on for about an hour and a half while I've just been doing things around the kitchen. So it's totally up to you, and you can go from there. But that is one of my absolute favorites. Doesn't work for eye makeup, but if you're just looking for your good, clean face that's super moisturized, Manuka honey is the best thing that you can possibly put on your face.
Sarah asked what it's called again. It's called Manuka honey. So you get that at any organic or healthy section.
They have them in the health section of the grocery store. I get it from the health food store, but Manuka honey.
Okay, so cool. Next thing we want to talk about is really simple. This is just coconut oil. So I'm talking about the simple stuff that guys use, right? So coconut oil is literally my go-to skin moisturizer. Remember, your skin absorbs whatever you put on there. Within like 4 minutes, you could find that stuff inside of your body. It is an absorption and an excretory organ. So make sure that you put stuff on your skin that you'd have no problem eating, right? So coconut oil is an awesome moisturizer. I would put this on in the mornings. Typically, Amy doesn't use it in the morning. She uses it at night because she doesn't want it to get on her clothes. I
put it on just before I go to bed, put it all on, put on my pajamas, and then I go to bed. I've just found a couple times I've put it on, and if you've got a thinner shirt, you might notice some of the oil absorption there.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what the number is, but coconut oil actually even has like a little bit of a natural SPF in it on its own too, right? So is it? I don't know exactly what it is.
But you have to check that.
But we even put this on our kids before they would go out in the sun. And then of course we'd use other stuff like hats and shirts and things like that, but we don't use the chemical-based what are they called? Sunscreens. Yeah, so coconut oil as a nutrient and as a moisturizer for your skin is absolutely fantastic. This is the only thing we use. There's no bottles of the synthetic chemical stuff in our house. This is what we use as a family. We put this on any area where we want to have that skin be moist.
Yeah. And you know what the best part is that any of the things that we just discussed with you using on your skin, you could actually consume and have no problems whatsoever. So that's even better. Well, maybe not the witch hazel, but
it's coming. Hey, my mom just joined from out west. Hey, Mom. So here now is the last of number 5 that we want to talk about. This is called activated charcoal. So this is skin and cosmetic hack number 5. So what do you use this for with regards to your teeth, hon?
With my teeth. This is a fantastic, and I know it seems crazy because it's black, but it is great at whitening your teeth. So it's going to draw the toxins out, the staining out of your teeth. So I know lots of people use the capsules. I just get a good bag of messy powder, literally have it in a little container and dip my toothbrush in it and brush my teeth. It will literally give you a black mouth. I recommend doing it in pajamas that you may not care about, and definitely stay close to the sink and try to keep it right over top of the sink. I've never had a problem with staining. However, I know that if you look at the internet, you'll see it's all over the internet saying that it will stain grout, it'll stain your clothing. We haven't experienced that, but it's not to say it can't happen. So just FYI. But it is fantastic at whitening your teeth, which is great because you can, again, not toxic, and it is something that's going to help you achieve the results you want in a healthy way.
Yeah, and so just the opposite. It's not only not toxic, it's the reverse of toxic, right? So if your kids drank a bunch of poison or something like that and they went to the hospital and they needed immediate action, they would give them activated charcoal. What activated charcoal does is it binds up things that are toxic, and it literally, binds them, and then it can be safely excreted out of the body.
Yes.
So activated charcoal is going to bind up things that are in your mouth and on your teeth, and then help you to safely excrete that. So you're going to spit it out, and then, for the little bits that might get swallowed, they'll be safely excreted as well. The other thing that's really huge with activated charcoal that's awesome is because so in a different way other than brushing your teeth, you can literally take a teaspoon of activated charcoal or buy capsules and take a couple of capsules every night before bed. Don't take it within an hour of taking supplements or medications, because it'll bind those things up, right? And take them out of your body, and you don't want them to be taken out of your body.
Right.
So activated charcoal literally will bind up toxins in your body, which is huge, right? When we're talking about skin health, one of the reasons why people struggle with acne and all kinds of different stuff is because their bodies are trying to flush out toxins.
Right.
Activated charcoal will help bind that stuff up and get those toxins out of your body. So it's super, super important to use this in multiple ways in your life. We'll take this on vacation with us.
Always.
In terms of, if you're worried about your kids, eating something in a foreign
Digestive
country, whatever it is, right? So activated charcoal is a super life hack. Great for getting toxins out of your body, great for your skin, and really good for teeth whitening as well.
You can also use the powder with a little bit of Manuka honey, make it into a facial mask, put it on your face. I recommend you do this in the bath because it gets messy, and just be prepared to give your bathtub a good scrubbing down afterwards because it does get messy. But it is a fantastic, between the oxygenation that the Manuka honey does for the pores and then the toxin drawing ability of the activated charcoal, it will draw everything, all that gunk and nastiness out of your pores and give you a really, really good, clean, natural facial. Just get a good book, sit in the bath, have a nice facial, and get ready for the spring clean out.
Yeah, so really quickly, share this, guys, with your friends. Not only is this important for you, but this is important so that people don't end up having extra unnecessary toxins going into their body, doing things that are full of carcinogens. So many of these cosmetics and these skincare solutions that are all geared towards vanity aren't taking in overall health into consideration. That's how we got into this. So make sure that you guys do the stuff that's most natural for you. Share this with your friends. We want to try to get more and more people living the healthiest, best they can be. Put comments below, ask questions below.
We love questions.
We love it. Last time we had over 50 comments and questions from people that we could start to get back to, and hopefully we've given you guys 5 really good skin and health hacks for you to be able to step into in the next couple of days. So between the 5 energy boosting strategies of the last video and these 5, you guys have some awesome strategies to go forward over the next week with. Go to our YouTube channel, 10-minute timeout, subscribe to it. These get uploaded so that people who can't see it live can actually go access it from the YouTube channel. Subscribe to it. You'll get notifications every single time that we put something on there. Love you guys. Have an awesome few days. We will see you soon.
Bye.